Hi everybody, welcome to my channel Frugalisama. My name's Sam and this is where I talk about all things sewing. And today is a long-awaited Frugal Friday. Hooray! So today I've got 9 new free sewing patterns for you, a couple of competitions. Not got any discounts today for you. I'm just going to try and keep this a little bit briefer for you. So if you see me looking down, it's because I just would need to keep referring to my notes. I can't remember everything. So to start off with, I've got a dress pattern for you, and this is by a new company, or a newish company called Styler Patterns. They are a sister company to Little Lizard King. If you remember last year, Little Lizard King brought out the Galena dress, one that I made for the Frugal Frocks challenge. And I think what they've done is they have separated all their children's patterns and kept those over at Little Lizard King, and then Styler Patterns have taken over the adult patterns. So the Laurel dress has got a square neckline. It's designed for knit fabrics and it's got several sleeve options, so that includes a flounce, a short sleeve, a long sleeve and a sleeveless version. And then you've got a couple of skirt variations, so you've got a gathered skirt and a tiered skirt. And I think with the skirts, I think they are just oblongs. I think they probably just give you the measurements and you just cut those off as measured, and the bodice is just the pattern. It's got a variation of a faux button placket, so I think one of the variations is to make that faux button placket into a real button placket and make it into a nursing top. So yeah, lovely is this, and I think there looks to be a child's version of this. I'm not sure whether that's free or not, so you could have a mummy and me version as well, or a grandma and me in my in my situation. I can't tell you how much fabric you need for this one because they just provide cutting charts for the different parts of the fabric that you need. So there's a cutting chart for the bodice, and then the different sort of variations of the sleeves. They give you different amounts for that, and then they give you different amounts for the different skirt options that you can have. So I will share my screen and show you some variations because there's some really beautiful variations. So to get the pattern for free, you just need to join their Facebook group. If you're not a fan of Facebook, you can just go into groups and nobody knows anything about it. You can just go into groups, join their Facebook group, and the code to get it for free is on the header of the Facebook group. It does actually show that it's $10.95 on the website, but if you actually go to the Facebook group, get that code and put that in, then you should be able to download that for free. That's available for a bust measurement of 31.5 inches up to 59 inches. And up to a 63-inch hip. They're calling that from 0 to 32. Whilst you're looking at the page, you might notice that there's a couple of patterns there that are actually on sale as well. So there's the Vial, and this is a lovely sort of snuggly winter dress if you're in the northern hemisphere like me, you're looking for something nice and cosy. It's got a lovely curved pockets detail at the front, couple of sleeve options on that one, and a couple of length options I believe. And then the Frisco jumper dress, again that's $7.67, which equates to about £5.63 both of these, and lots of neck options and length options on that one, including a cold shoulder version. So I thought that was a nice introduction to a new pattern company, certainly to me. So that's it for the Styler patterns for the Laurel dress. So Mood have been quite busy since I last did a Frugal Friday video. They've released loads and loads of new patterns. I'm not going to go through them all, it'll take me all day, or all night as it is at the moment. I'm just going to focus on about 3 or 4 of them. And I'll just share my screen and talk you through them so that you can see what I'm talking about. Just about 4 of them that caught my eye, but there might be others that you see there that might be of interest. Just as a reminder, Mood, you can only download their patterns at home. They haven't got the copy shop option, and all their size ranges go from 00 to 32, which equates to a 31-inch bust, up to a 59-inch bust, and up to a 63.5-inch hip. And all the instructions are in the form of a blog post, so that's for all of these patterns that I'm going to talk about for the next 4 patterns. So the latest one that they've released that I've just spotted today is the cardinal blouse, and this one's got 2 options. Yeah, it looks kind of low to me, does this one? I think you're going to need your vest on underneath it, but I'm sure you could raise it if you need to, but that would be far too low for me. So one version's got ruffles and the other's got a tie detail at the front. Back yoke, the bodice is gathered into the back yoke. It's quite long and it's quite boxy, so you need quite a lot of fabric. I think you need 2 to 3 yards of this. and they're recommending a flowy viscose twill or a rayon or something like that. It's quite oversized. It's got about 9 inches of ease at the hip and 11 at the bust. One of the versions has got elastic at the wrist and the other one's got ruffles at the wrist. I think it's a good starting point is this pattern. I'd need a little bit more shaping, I think, but I think you could use it as a starting point. You could probably put curved hems on it or a split hem or something like that. The ruffles would be too fussy for me, but the other one, if I raise the neckline, that's quite a nice one. So yeah, scrolling through most of these, you've got quite a few bollock posts and what have you, and then there's the Avon's bodysuits. Not for me, this one. If you remember the 80s like I do and how difficult it is to go to the loo, that wouldn't be for me, and who wants a cold arm anyway? I mean, so onto the Anara wrap dress, and this is a nice one. I'm not keen on the fabric that they've used. I think they were trying to go for a holiday look, a Christmas look, and used a gold fabric. Just looks a little bit shoddy on some of the banding, and I don't think the fabric was really great for it. But I think if gold foil's not your thing, then they recommend a viscose or a bamboo jersey or a stretch velour for this one, which I think would make a really nice and comfortable dress, as long as it doesn't gape. I think that's probably the big thing with wrap dresses, it's the gapage. It's a pattern for a stretch fabric and just a classic wrap dress. So the next one that caught my eye was the shacket. According to Mood, it's this season's must-have. Their version's called the Savannah, and good layering piece if you want to use it as a coat, or if you want to use something a bit lighter weight and use it as a jacket, hence the name shacket. They've made theirs out of a wool fleece, which is a nice option for anybody who's wanting to avoid polyester fleece. I think it would be quite expensive, but I reckon a boiled wool would be a good option as well. They're recommending flannel, fleece or coating. I think coating's probably a little bit of a vague term because it could be quite heavyweight and coating, so I wouldn't want to be gathering into those sleeves with a heavyweight coating. Style wise, it's quite oversized. It's got about 10 inches of ease throughout. It's got a back yoke, drop shoulders, a flat collar, so no collar stand, and quite puffy sleeves on this one. So quite a lot of gathering into cuffs. So you will need to watch the thickness of your fabric there. You've got a couple of patch pockets at the breast with a flap on. Those are optional. The line drawings do actually show a welt pocket, which I thought would be a really nice detail, but there's no instructions there to do that. So yeah, I think that would be a really nice detail to add to that shacket. So if I were to make this, I think I'd have a bash at putting those welt pockets on it, but I'm not sure that I'm a shacket sort of person really. It's finished with a facing is this one rather than a lining, so I reckon you could line it if you wanted to. So next up on the Mood Society website is a caraway blouse, and this one really caught my eye. I've actually got this as my 2022 plans. It's got some really unusual features as this. I can't think of any other patterns that I've seen that's like it. Again, you've got your statement sleeves, and they're elasticated at the bottom, so big, quite puffy sleeves. And then you've got elastic at the waist that forms a peplum. The feature that I really like is the envelope style neckline. It's really unusual. So Mood are saying it's a fun, chic and simple make, and I think by simple they mean that there's no fastenings on it. You've just got this case to put in for your elastic, which if you're not a fan of peplums, I think you could just probably omit that and just have it as something quite loose fitting, or just bring it in a bit for a bit of shaping. So it needs 3 yards of fabric, does this, and they're recommending something flowy like a viscose crepe or a batiste or a voile, something with a bit of drape. So yeah, 3 yards seems a lot for a top to me, but I think those sleeves will take a lot of fabric. So I'm never really too sure about peplums on myself, but I think that could be lengthened into a dress quite easily. Just carry on lengthening it, and you can put whatever hemline you like on it. If you want to put a bit of a curve on it, you could do that. That would make a really nice smart dress with that. And then finally, a quick look at Mood's first foray into zero waist patterns, and they've got the Kadida shirt. So they're calling it zero waist, but I think it's minimal waist really. The only waist that you've got is where you cut out the neck hole. So what they're saying is with the neckline, you can actually use it within the design. You can use it as a piece of applique or turn it into seam binding or saved for stuffing for a pillow or something. So yeah, you've just got that little bit where you cut it out for the neckline. Saying you need 2.5 to 3 yards of double gauze, double cotton gauze, voile or linen, and I think they're suggesting natural fabrics just to keep it in with a sustainable theme. So this is just a loose boxy style, drop shoulders, split hem, high neck, no shoulder seam, it's just folded in half, and I think there's an option just to draft it straight onto the fabric here as well. just to save on printing. There's quite a lot of ease in this. There's about 12 inches of ease. I think the sleeves are quite fun on this. I think they're just folded in half to form like a cuff. So you could make those as deep or as narrow as you wanted, depending on whether you wanted it to be zero waist, I guess. So yeah, somebody in the comments who's made it says it's simple and dramatic and looks better with a belt. So let me know which is your favourite out of the mood ones. Is there anything there that you fancy? There's a couple there. I'm really interested in the zero waist one, as I've done a video previously on 10 zero waist patterns. So if that's something of interest to you, I'll leave a link to that at the end. So next up is Laura at So Different, and she has designed a jerkin, and this is a great one for if you've just got like a remnant of wool, about a metre of remnant of something nice and snuggly. Suggested fabric is a wool such as a tweed or boucle or even a faux fur. That would be fun to glam an outfit or something. She's even suggesting corduroy, which give it quite a utilitarian look, and I think a soft denim would work as well. She's not put that as a suggestion, but I think it'd work. The sample that I'm showing now, that's done in a mohair, and I've got a cashmere, I think it is, that's perfect for this. So it's fully lined, and she's lined it so that it will easily slip over a dress or something like she's got in the picture. It's just a nice layering piece for this time of year where you just want something to give you that extra warmth. So you can do it over a loose shirt or something like that. I think this will be a really, really simple make, this. I don't think it'll take much making because, again, there's no fastenings on it. It is just an A4 format, and it's just 20 pages is this. So yeah, like that one. So if you're in the southern hemisphere, or if you're like me, you're dreaming of your summer jollies, Peppermint magazine have brought out a new pattern, which are a pair of shorts. This is a collaboration with Make With Mandy, who is a new to me British pattern designer. It's inspired by sort of circle skirts, the swing shorts basically, with a curved front yoke but elasticated at the back. No fastenings in this, loads of room around the legs and hips, but you do need to make sure that the size that you go for is based on your hip size, because you need to be able to pull it up over your waist and then you can adjust it accordingly. So you need 1.5 meters of fabric for this one. They're looking at cotton sateen or silk or a linen blend or even a Cupro. I think a lightweight chambray would work for this as well. So this goes in sizes A to P, and that is from a 25-inch waist up to a 50-inch waist and up to a 60-inch hip. If you prefer to sew along or to see somebody making it, I think there's a video tutorial for this as well. So this is free, but there is an opportunity to donate if you prefer. So yeah, you need 1.5 meters of fabric for sizes A to H and 2.2 meters for sizes I to P. So next up is one from Seamwork. Now, Seamwork have had for a long time had the sorbetto that's free and the York that's free, and they've just released the Queen's jacket. So it's not a new pattern, but it is newly free, and this is free to anybody. You just put in your email address and they send you the download. You don't have to sign up to Seamwork magazine or anything like that. They will just send you a link in your inbox. So it's a Queen's Day robe, and they're saying there's 16 variations on this one. I'm not sure how but there are 2 lengths of it, so a duster and a jacket, and then I think you should be playing about with pockets and cuffs and things like that. And I think, you know, the different sort of fabrics will make it look like a completely different make, will this. So it's a loose fit, drop shoulders, waist tie, patch pockets, and it's just a nice layerable piece. Again, good one to experiment with different fabrics and customise it however you want. So they are suggesting linen blends, voile, rayon challis, and silk or rayon crepe or a silk georgette. So it goes from sizes 0 to 26, and it's available in misses and curvy sizes. Misses are C cups, not B cups, which is normal for sewing, and the curvy size is double D, and that goes from a 33-inch to a 54-inch bust. And if you've been wondering whether to join Seamwork or not, they do give you the opportunity to join for half price. So if you want to have a look at what they've got available, when you download that Quince, they give you that opportunity to have a year's membership for $90. That's the availability of 200 patterns. So good opportunity to have a look. I do have a membership. I can't say that I really get my money's worth out of it, but maybe have a look and see whether you can see enough patterns to warrant $90 spending. But they do have the Seam Work podcast. They have this on offer. Seems to be quite a lot actually, so don't jump in if you don't think you're going to be able to take full advantage of it. So next up is one from Fibre Mood, and this is the James tee. I'm not sure how long this has been available. I've just noticed it. They've had the Francis top, the cuff top, available for a long time, but this is saying it's a unisex top, a boat neck t-shirt, long sleeves, and obviously with it being a t-shirt it's designed for knit fabrics. So it's saying either a viscose or a cotton jersey for this. You could use a French terry or a stretch velvet or a neoprene, oddly. It goes in sizes extra small to extra large, and with it being a European company, it's in centimetres, so 80 to 116 centimetres, which works out at a 31-inch bust up to a 46-inch bust. Not really very big. That gives you a 37.5-inch to a 50-inch finished measurement, which gives you about 4 inches of ease. And you just need about 1.5 meters of fabric for this. And it is just a bound neck, it's not a banded neckline. You can have a bit of fun playing about with patch pockets, and they're just saying you can roll the sleeves up if you prefer, but there's no cuffs on this. But I quite liked it, boat neck and unisex, so I don't know how unisex it would be if you're larger on the chest. They also have a free knitting pattern on there, which I'll just show you now whilst I'm talking about, which I spotted. I think I've seen it before but forgotten about it. But if you're into knitting, that's quite a nice one, a nice chunky one, and I think it'll knit up quite quickly. So whilst we're talking about Fibre Mood, if you've ever seen any of their patterns online and quite like them and fancy having a go at some more of them, throughout January they've got 5 patterns for €20, which I thought was quite a good deal. And they have also got a little challenge on, and I think they found out that a lot of fabric shops are struggling, and they've decided to shine a little love onto fabric shops. And throughout the month of January they are motivating people to go to fabric shops, take a photograph inside the fabric shop, hopefully spend some money inside the fabric shop, and take a photograph of you wearing one of your Fibre Mood outfits. So they're not asking you to make anything new for this competition, and you could win one of 10 annual Fibre Mood subscriptions or 3 fabric packs worth €100. So you just need to tag in, and this is an Instagram challenge, I'm sorry if you're not on Instagram, hashtag I support my shop. All the details are down below. Just keep forgetting to say, but all the details are down below. So yeah, just take a picture of you visiting the fabric shop and tag them in, and tag in the shop as well. So yeah, good prizes that for 10 people as well. So that's all throughout January. So the next one I spotted is by Closet Core Patterns, and they are just tidying up their hashtags. I think their hashtags have got a little bit messy. So for example, if you made a Calais shirt, it could be a Calais shirt, it could be a Calais shirt dress, you could have it tagged as CC Calais or whatever. So what they're trying to do is unify all their hashtags, and on the back of that they are running a little bit of a challenge whereby you could win 10 patterns daily. And I think there's also a grand prize on this as well, which I'll just flash up whilst I'm talking because I've forgotten to make a note of it. So again, it's another Instagram challenge, but again, you don't need to make anything new for this. You just can go back through all your pictures of anything that you've tagged with Closet Core or even forgotten to tag. It's great because you can do it retrospectively. All you need to do is hashtag Closet Core and the name of the pattern that you've used. So for example, hashtag Closet Core Calais. Not Calais shirt, not Calais shirt dress. Took me ages. I'd never realised I made so many Closet Core patterns. So that's a great one, is that. And each day they're announcing the different patterns. So you just need to go to their Instagram page and see which patterns have announced. But as I understand it, you can just go and do it all in one lump and they will announce the prizes. And then there is a grand prize. Next up is one from my local fabric shop, but not the one that I work in, and that's Fabworks. And you don't have to make anything new. They're just asking you to post a photograph of your favourite Fabworks garment or full outfit if you want, saying why it's your favourite, but it is asking you to post a new photograph. They have got a little pattern company that they're working with as well called the Pattern Stash, so you need to follow Fabworks and the Pattern Stash. And then they're giving bonus points if you use the Heart of Huddersfield fabrics, which is great but expensive. But yeah, just explain the garment that you've made and the fabric and pattern. Now this one is judged. It's been judged by Jen Legg at Tees Creatives, and they are having a draw each week throughout the month of January. So anything that's between the 10th and 28th of January that's been tagged correctly then you're in with a draw for that week. I hope that made sense. So yeah, you could just take photographs of anything old or new that you've made and just tag them in. And the tag for that one is Fabworks Makes Jan 22. So the next one is from Minerva, and you might have seen this if you're on Instagram, you might have already seen this, but just in case you've not seen it, and this is Sewn with New Look. And again, I don't think you need to make anything new with this, but you do need to post it on their community website. So they just want to see what you've been sewing with New Look patterns, and you just need to share a post on Minerva and a photograph of what you've made, and just tag Sewn with New Look. And they'd quite like it if you tell them what fabrics you've used and what have you, but you don't have to use a Minerva fabric. So this is 10 winners, and they will win 5 New Look patterns of the choice, plus a £50 Minerva voucher as well. So you can stock up on fabric. So you can enter as many times as you like. Winners will be drawn at random at the end of January. So another good one, you don't have to make anything new. I made some pyjamas for little Alice at Christmas, so I'll be getting in on there and putting those in, and if I get a chance to make anything else, I'll tag that in as well. So just one last quick challenge that I wanted to mention, because I think it's a good one, is this. One is for prizes and the other one isn't, but I think it's worth mentioning. And that is with Punk Frockers. So Punk Frockers is a podcast, and each month they have a new theme. So this month's theme of January is PF My Style, and for the prize part of it, what they're asking you to do is, and again, you don't have to make anything new with this, but it does want to be a new post, anything that you feel that says it's you. You know, whatever you feel is really you. So for example, if you're a jeans and jumper girl like myself, just tag them in, PF My Style, maybe say why, and you're in with a chance of a prize. Don't think they actually said what the prizes were, but they generally are now PDF patterns so that it can be open internationally. But on the back of that, they've also set up a hashtag that is a PF style swap. And the idea behind this is great. If you've been decluttering like I have during the month of January, and you found all your mead maids that you really don't know what to do with, I made a video last year where I was saying, I've made all these clothes, I've not got labels in, I'm not sure what happens to them when they go to charity, what do I do with them? So you can upcycle them or whatever. You might have, like lots of us, made something, enjoyed the process, like how it looks, but just don't like how it looks on you. And what they're suggesting is, if you post a picture of yourself wearing it, put your measurements on and the measurement of the garment, just take flat measurements, and you can do a style swap. And I think this is fantastic. It's just a perfect answer. If you're willing to post internationally, say so. And it doesn't have to be swap for swap. You don't have to take anything back from the person that you're swapping with. But I'm sure that you might see something on there that you want as well. It's on trust sort of thing. They don't want you going on there and taking everybody's stuff and not putting anything in return. But I think it's just a fantastic idea. So well done, Jenny and Beverly, for thinking of that one. I think that's a fantastic idea. So if you're in the States and domestic postage isn't going to cost you much, then that's great. If you're in Europe like myself and you feel that postage is going to cost a lot of money, just say so, and it's up to the people then whether they decide they want to pay for it or not. But great to help you with your decluttering and knowing that it's not going to go to landfill and that somebody's going to love it and wear it. There's lots of other challenges going on. I'll direct you to Michelle Sews again. She did a roundup of all the January challenges, or a lot of the January challenges. And also, if you are on Instagram, if you go to the Sew Over 50 account, in their highlights they've got all the challenges that they're aware of as well. So like I say, no competitions today. I think this video's long enough. I'll be editing into the night, I think. But I will be back next week with a new video, and hopefully I'll give you some new challenges for February, because we're nearly there. And any discounts that I found as well. So that's it from me. Let me know below if you've seen anything that you want to make, or if you're going to get involved with any of the challenges. And if ever you want to tag me in any of these challenges where it asks you to tag people in, I'll say again, just in case you're new here, you can tag me, that's absolutely fine. I prefer it to be sewing related, but whatever. If you don't know anybody on Instagram, just tag me, it's fine. So thank you so much for watching. If this is the sort of video you like, because I'm being a little bit less regular, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, that will tell you when I've got new videos out. Thank you so much for watching. I shall speak to you later. Bye.